whatever comes up in my head. That's unfortunate too.
But if I write it, I might remember it.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Well, I remember when I first started, I'd come in like, I don't know what we're talking about, and John would have the newspaper back then and just...
Still got one.
Boys, what are we going to talk about?
It was a lot more laid back when I did it, so I can't really, it wasn't really all that good. You have taken the show to a new level. Organized and everything.
Yep.
Well, if you are a college football fan, this is your weekend. We're going to talk about that tonight. But first, as always, our sponsor, Ideas Tees. It's the place in Rutherford County for school spirit wear, screen printing, embroidery, specialty items, and more. Plus, buy all of your officially licensed MTSU Blue Raider merchandise before Saturday from Raider Tees. For Blue Raider tees, polos, hats, and more, visit their showroom at 910 Ridgely Road. Just turn off Broad Street between Chewy's and Chili's. Ideas Tees can put your logo on just about anything. Stop in and see how they can help you promote your favorite team, workplace, or organization. Find out more online at ideastees.com.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Ring Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
We're talking now with Heather here at Carpets by Osborne. What are some of the advantages that Carpets by Osborne has?
Being a family business and being locally owned and operated, we do free estimates. We have our own subcontractors that work for our business. We will come out, look at your floor covering. Throughout the whole process, you deal with an individual. You're not passed off to different contractors. We handle it from start to finish.
Carpets by Osborne on Northwest Broad, next to Tire World.
At Little Caesars, get a large custom 2-topping pizza for only $7.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $7.99? Get out of here! This pizza is only $7.99. No way! This is $7.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $7.99? Well, you're crazy for this. Listen, pirate, stop taking my $7.99 pizza. Choose a large custom 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $7.99 when you order online. Only $7.99. What?
Pizza. Parks Auction. We handle everything.
You have a staff that comes to your home. They tell you what to do. They walk you through it. It's been my experience that what I thought I should get for my home, I got much more for it.
Visit our website at parksauction.com.
Hi there, Parks Auction, 896-4600. Stan Vaught and the Parks Auction team are proud supporters of local high school and MTSU sports.
Your ride, your stuff. You live with them together. I'm State Farm Agent Ron Reeves. It's smart to protect them together to help life go right. Give me a call at 615-873-1700 and let me help you save by combining auto and renters.
Local business owners, you know how important it is to be here for your customers. I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, and I run a small business in Rutherford County too. And I'm here to help you protect your small business. Call me at 615-459-2683.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, we're committed to providing local car owners with top-notch auto repair services. Let's hear what some customers have to say about Dr. Automotive.
I just really appreciate Danny and his whole team. I always feel like I'm going to get great service and the right outcome.
You just don't find any better people.
He's always been very good.
We've got the cure for your car. Dr. Automotive, keeping your car running smoothly, mile after mile. Visit our website, smyrnaautorepair.com.
Primetime Sports presented by Ideas Tees on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
All right, we're back on this Thursday night. Going to talk a little high school lady fall sport action. Rod Edwards, going to talk a little volleyball.
Okay, this past week in volleyball, we had a big matchup. Last year, the state champion in the Division 2 1A was PCA, and during the season last year, Middle Tennessee Christian beat them a couple times, but then they beat them in the playoffs and beat them again at the state tournament and ended up winning state. But those two met up, and the game went 3-2, and Middle Tennessee Christian won, 3-2. And they have some outstanding players in this from both teams, but a libero is the one, if you've ever been to a volleyball game in recent years, has the different uniform. All they can do, they stay in the back row. They can run up to the front, but they cannot jump up, attack, cannot jump up and block.
Can't do a kill either, can
No, they can't do a kill. And they'll go through the back row.
Sounds like a lame-o to me if you can't do any kills and stuff.
I didn't know anything either. My granddaughter played that last year, so that's the only reason I know what he's talking about.
But she had 47 digs. That means she's taking the first ball coming in. It's usually coming in low and hard. She may be diving. And you think about 47 digs, that's like doing 47 burpees. And that would kill me. Which is an outstanding number. That caught my attention, that number. But then you also talk about kills. Anna Clay Shirley from Middle Tennessee Christian had 18 kills. She's a hitter. I don't know if she's an outside or middle hitter, but she now has 1,000 for her career. And in the game, she had 26 digs too. She's also playing the back row. Now, what the libero does, they go to 3 spots in the back row. They go out for 1 rotation, come back in. So they're back there more than anybody else. They're going to have more opportunities. Lily Meinhardt from PCA is the setter. She's setting up the hitters as they're trying to score, get the kills. And she had 50 assists, 2 kills herself, 2 aces, and 9 blocks. Really an all-around player. So some outstanding play was going on in that game. And one of those 2 may end up being state champ again, but we don't know which one. In soccer this past week, we had some high-scoring goals. You think a team goal, if you score 3 goals, that's quite a bit, because there's not many scores in soccer. Rockville won 7-1 over Riverdale, and Ella Marlowe had 3 goals. And then Stewart's Creek won 9-0 over Laverne, and Lillian Opie had 4 goals. So they were the outstanding female players this week in high school athletics.
It's early in soccer. Siegel, the Lady Stars, they've started out 6-0, 3-0 in the district. They're at second place Oakland tonight. It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be a hot one to be on a football field playing soccer. It's a hot one in here right now. It's 83 degrees in the studio we was talking about.
Don't bring it up. It doesn't remind me.
Well, the temperature's going up. It was
Rockville
82.
third, or who's you got all the standings of that? See, I'm interested in soccer.
We're still early. Siegel, of course, first. Oakland second. Stewart's Creek, they're first in their district. They're 6-1 overall in soccer. So you said your granddaughter plays volleyball. Can she serve? It's all about the serve.
Oh, yes. She's really good. Really good server.
There's nothing worse than watching volleyball when kids can't serve. Also got some news and notes on cross country in the area. Kids are running in this hot weather. The Christiana Middle Cougars, they had a perfect score of 15, which means they had runners 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in a recent event. That's pretty good.
I was there. I saw that.
That's 4 7th graders and 1 8th grader.
Old Stone Fort. Yeah, they did.
Old Stone Fort. It's got a good little golf course, too.
Yeah, that's where they ran.
They ran the golf course?
Well, they ran beside it, kind of.
I've ran that golf course chasing the ball.
Yeah, I've lost a few good golf balls at that course. But
in high school cross country, Stewart's Creek edged Blackman. Bella King, the senior from Stewart's Creek, won the girls 5K with a time of 19:06. In the boys division, 11 of the top 12 runners in a recent event were all from Rutherford County. Blackman boys won that event as well over Stewart's Creek, Oakland, and Riverdale. So congratulations to all those kids, volleyball, soccer, and cross country. We're going to transition now to a little bit of college football time.
Oh, I was going to do the band report. There's not a band report. You know how the bands are doing? Okay, never mind. Okay.
Well, your band report is, in this weather, they will not be in their uniforms.
No.
We'll be in shorts and T-shirts probably
tomorrow night. In fact, I'm wondering what I'm going to do tomorrow in the morning show, because it's going to be really hot in the morning. And I don't like heat. Then tomorrow night, got Blackman. You're going to be a Blackman?
You're going to be at the Blaze, and it may be blazing tomorrow night.
It probably will be if it's this warm. Micah and Connor, they don't seem to be bothered by it, though. They're young.
They're young.
Yeah.
They're young. They're not as sensitive as we are.
College football.
Those games tonight.
Yeah.
You can watch. There's 20 choices tonight. There's all day Saturday. There's a game on Sunday. There's a game on Monday. So You can get all your college
Is this
football.
the first full week? This is really the first full weekend, isn't it? Where it's loaded.
This is loaded.
Okay.
This is locked and loaded
That's what I
first
thought.
week. So I'm gonna load you up. We're gonna start with the Blue Raiders. They play at 6 o'clock Saturday night. You're not gonna miss Vandy if you're a Vandy fan. You're not gonna miss Tennessee if you're a Tennessee fan. You get to see the Blue Raiders Saturday night, 6 o'clock. You got to get out and see them. There's tickets still available. They're playing Tech, and for you folks like me that are Blue Raider alumni, there's not anybody we despise worse than Tech.
Well, they've been advertising. I mean, they've been really going out and trying to publicize this game, and Derek's on there, pointing his finger, let's go, and kind of a new era, start of a new era. I'd like to see a lot of people out there for that.
What's the special prop that the winner gets? Is there anything?
Yeah.
It's that totem pole that we used to have.
Yeah.
Totem pole, okay.
Yeah.
Years ago.
And that's a good game, kind of the old-time rivalry that they used to have with Tech, and I think Mason will have them ready. Derek Mason will have them ready to go.
Tech brings a lot back on defense. The offense last year struggled. The question will be, of course, MTSU, how they handle the new Derek Mason defensive style. And we talked a little bit last week. They like to run more of a up-tempo offense. MTSU is favored by about 23.5.
Well, Derek Mason's known for his defense, so if he changed it, it probably is not going to be a bad thing. I think just getting familiar with it, I guess, what you're saying.
Familiar with his style, and, of course, all the new players. So you've got a new coach, a lot of new players. Again, get out Saturday night, 6 o'clock, support your Blue Raiders. It's Football Friday tomorrow at McFadden School of Excellence, by the way. Speaking of that, I'll be wearing my MTSU blue.
Oh.
Lightning will be there.
Really?
The MTSU Blue Raider cheerleaders
really?
will be there.
MTSU blue.
MTSU. Going to wear some blue.
The orange has been put up?
I might change into orange in the afternoon.
Okay.
So, I mean, I got to represent both.
Smokey coming in the afternoon?
I wish. I wish Smokey was coming.
You got to pay. Smokey's. You got to get him some money to come that far.
That's going to, that would require just a little bit more than the MTSU Blue Raiders. So, good luck to them again. A lot of predictions: 8-4, 7-5. We make a bowl game. Are you satisfied with Derek Mason's first year?
Go ahead.
To me, first year making a bowl game would be big.
Yeah, I think 7-5 would be really good.
Now,
I mean, I don't want it to be 6-6, and then we go. I think 7-5. Yeah, I think 8-4, 7-5 would be great. But now, you don't want to put pressure on him either. I mean, let's just see how it goes. But he had some pretty good years at Vanderbilt. I mean, the record wasn't fabulous, and it ended badly. But he had some good years at Vanderbilt. So I wouldn't beat Tennessee. I think once at least.
Yep. 8-4 will be a tough road.
Yeah.
with Duke and Ole Miss.
I think 7-5 is doable, makeable. Whether that happens or not, don't know about injuries and that kind of thing.
You want a winning record definitely in Conference USA, I think, first year. MTSU has put a lot into Coach Mason. His contract details came out today, 5 years, $925,000 per year. So they have made a commitment, which they should. I mean, if you want to play with the big boys, you gotta get the facilities, and they're doing that.
Yeah.
You got to pay the coach. They're doing that.
I think the facilities hurt them a lot. I mean, they were late getting into the field house and that kind of thing. So everything looks great though on campus and stuff. It looks good.
It's very promising, and that's a good time for Mason to come. As the
a lot of concentration on mid-state too. It seems like he's really concentrating on the mid-state.
And I think
players.
that's big for our community.
Yeah,
I know some people. He's gone around to different groups, and people have said they don't come and get our players. Why don't?
Right.
And he's making an effort to really.
I know. If Connor had played football at Oakland or something, and he was playing at MTSU, I'd go see Connor play. I mean, it's that familiarity with the players.
Right.
I'm using him as an example. Yeah. I mean, but it does. You want to see somebody, that you've known, that you've kind of grown up with. You might say.
Well, there's two good local products that had good games on Friday. We'll talk about later when we review last week's high school football. All right, you mentioned talking about Vanderbilt had some good seasons. Do you know how many good seasons they've had in my lifetime?
Well, the good seasons I thought we had was when we beat Tennessee like 2 years in a row. That was that other era for Tennessee, though. But we haven't had many at Vanderbilt. James, what's his name?
Franklin.
Those were good years. And he knew how to recruit. And you've got to be a special kind of recruiter to get people at Vanderbilt. I think this guy does a good job. Now, whether he's going to be around long enough to see any fruition, I don't know that it's going to happen.
Well, the advantage, though, is he's a graduate from Vanderbilt.
Yeah. So he can talk it. You can help him understand it. Now, whether that's going to make any difference, I thought they were really bad last year. I mean, so I don't see that being overnight.
So they've had 6 winning seasons in my lifetime. A little trivia question for you gentlemen. You've already mentioned James Franklin.
Were you around in 82, 83, and 84?
I was. Who's that coach? Name the coaches who've had winning seasons
let's see.
in my lifetime.
74 was Steve Sloan.
That's correct.
Okay, and that was 2 good years. Fred Pancoast.
That's the one I didn't think nobody'd get. Very nice.
That was.
That's 2.
That's
well,
Whit
3,
Taylor. Whit Taylor was quarterback the years he was there.
Yeah, Whit's good.
I'll tell a quick story. I went to Tennessee. Only time I've been to Knoxville. This is a true story. I've only been to Neyland, twice. I was as an older man, but as a young guy, I went and Vanderbilt beat Tennessee. I think it was 75, maybe 74, 75. Barry Burton was the tight end that's all I know, and Fred Fisher was the quarterback for Vanderbilt. And they came around and won in a close one. And we walked silently out of the stadium. I mean, I like Tennessee too, but I was real big Vandy fan back then.
You got 2 more coaches. You got them?
This is a quiz.
This is a quiz, yeah.
Who's the white-haired guy?
Yep.
James Franklin, and I can't think of his name.
I'll give you a hint. First name is your favorite Braves coach.
Favorite Braves coach?
Yeah, your favorite Braves coach. We just talked about him before the show. Bobby.
Oh, yeah, but that doesn't help me any.
Bobby Johnson.
And
then, of course, George McIntyre.
Yeah.
Your coaches who have had a winning season at Vanderbilt. So it's a tough row for Coach Lee. They've got 50 new players at Vanderbilt. They open up with Virginia Tech. They are a 13.5-point dog at home. Not a great way to start with Virginia Tech. They got
that game might be winnable. That game might be winnable, but everything would have to go right, I think.
But you have other schools that academically, Duke, Northwestern, Stanford, all have high quality. A lot of it, they didn't have the facilities. They didn't have the stadium.
Have they finished that yet, or are they still working on it?
They're close, I think.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Would you want to go to Vanderbilt if you're a recruit and see that stadium? I mean, it looks.
Not if you had your choice.
It looks prehistoric in terms of everything else everybody else has got.
Yeah. So I mean, they're behind, kind of like we talked about Middle a minute ago. They're behind the times compared to, other schools. And when you're competing for recruits, and they're going to go to the best spot, and you can't blame kids for that. So yeah, they open up with Virginia Tech, possibly winning the game. It's just a tough opener for the Commodores. All right, and the Vols, we've got about 40 seconds. We'll continue with them after the break. The Vols open up, of course, with UT Chat. Very winnable game. They're a 36-point favorite to Tennessee Chattanooga. The big thing there is Nico's first game at home. He looked really good against Iowa. Offensively, I think they'll be fine. The receiver group's good. The running backs are good. The offensive line returns 4 or 5 starters. Question marks for Tennessee, of course, is on the defensive side, the secondary, where they lost 6 players. And so we're going to take a break here in a second. We'll come back, talk a little more Tennessee football, and then we'll also add the Tennessee Titans in there, and then we'll get Randy's Braves here in a minute.
Since 1966, Fans Heating and Air has been a symbol of quality for Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. For friendly, complete service on Amana, Bryant, or American Standard Heating and Air products, Fans Heating and Air will do it all. Fans specializes in new homes, custom homes, or existing buildings. Give Fans Heating and Air a call today, 615-893-7930. Good luck to all of our schools and student athletes from Fans Heating and Air.
We're at Rick's Barbecue on Warrior Drive, where, of course, they've got barbecue and smoked chicken, ribs, but they have other favorites.
Our chicken tenders are delicious. We bread them here ourselves. We have so many different kinds of sides, and our nachos are really good and popular. I love the menu. I could literally eat here every day.
Anne-Marie Brentz at Rick's Barbecue.
We're thankful for the customers. We have a lot of regulars, loyal customers that come in, and when they come in, I already know their order.
Bet you're hungry now. We'll see you at Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
I'm Ian Young. I'm at Las Casas Feed Supply. I'm selling beef and pork, 100% Angus, raised here in Las Casas. Come get you some.
Everyone's favorite cuts available, even options to purchase a quarter of a steer.
We got the beef. Hello, everybody. Las Casas Feed Supply.
Family owned and operated, Las Casas Feed Supply on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East. Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
The large majority of our kids are involved in athletics or extracurricular activities, one or the other, and most are doing multiple activities.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
And that's a great preparation for life. How many of us in our life are just doing one thing? So a well-rounded student is a huge deal.
Invest in your child's future in a Christ-centered environment with many athletic and extracurricular choices.
Without a doubt, our students have the opportunity to be involved in multiple activities.
To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating local athletes here in Rutherford County. Experts in joint, bones, and muscles. And with over 65 specialists, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call 855-NEED-TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA. Live your best life.
Primetime Sports presented by Ideas Tees on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
All right, we're back. We're going to finish a little Vol talk. The question, gentlemen, is can the Vols sneak in the now expanded 12-team playoff? And that's going to be tough in the SEC, I'm afraid. You got Georgia. You got Alabama.
Repeat that question again.
Can Tennessee get in the 12-team college playoff? Will they take more than 2 SEC teams is the question.
Okay, so let's do it this way. Who do you think is going to get there?
Georgia.
Texas,
yeah.
Alabama.
You got 3. Are you going to get 3 SEC teams in? Will they allow that?
Sure they will.
Yeah. 12 teams?
Out of 12?
Well, we got...
They probably let Big Ten and SEC
We
have
got
whatever
30.
they want.
We got 30. We got 30 teams in the SEC. I'm thinking Texas, Alabama, Georgia, and maybe one more.
And a lot of people are high on Ole Miss this year.
Yeah, it could be. And out of that 4, it could be any of them.
Could be any of them. So
it could be UT. Could be Ole Miss. I'm trying to figure out the other conferences. Who from the other conferences? Let's say Big Ten, Michigan,
Ohio State.
That's about it there.
Yeah.
Does the Pac-10 even exist anymore?
There's 2 teams.
So, I mean, Big East? Is there a Big East in there? I'm trying to remember what's still in.
Well, Tennessee's got Florida and Alabama at home. They go to Georgia, and a big game is at Oklahoma. So they would have to win, I would think, 3 of the 4 of those big games to get mentioned into the college playoff. That's going to be a tough.
They would have to at least be 9-3.
Well, now
10-2 would probably get them in.
Are we at the point as Tennessee fans? Are we at the point where we're going to go, 9-3 is okay? I mean, if he doesn't make the playoffs, what kind of pressure is that? Or have we love him so much we don't think about it?
I don't think the expectation is to make the playoffs this year. I mean, that's me talking as a fan. I mean, I'd love to. I'd love to. I just don't think they're there yet.
Well, that's your expectation. You don't think. But what about the other?
Not with the freshman quarterback.
But what would the other? Well, he won a bowl game. I mean.
Yeah, but a team that can't score.
Right. Well, but I mean, how many points did they score? How many points did Tennessee score? I didn't watch the game, so you're having to tell me.
About 30.
How did he look? Because if he's got a freshman quarterback and the defense is a little scary, you're going to say
the back end.
The expectations won't be that great. Okay.
I think 9-3 is a good season for them this year with the schedule they have.
Yeah.
The schedule they have, because you're always going to have a game where you don't play well, and you've got to play really well at Oklahoma.
Okay, just read their schedule real quick.
All right, so we got Chattanooga. That should be a win. We got NC State. They're a quality program.
Is that there?
It's there in a neutral site.
I still think we'll get that one, right?
Kent State's a win. Then we go to Oklahoma. So
that's the biggie.
That's the biggie. That'll put us at 4-0.
Is that at home?
It's at Oklahoma. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
So we're
Put
4-0.
Put that one on.
4-0 going to the bye week. That's why I'm saying everybody will start really rolling unless we lose. Then we got a bye. Then we go to Arkansas, which is never easy. We've seen terrible things happen there. Host Florida at home. Question there becomes,
are
are
know
they
about
out of our
them.
head
Yeah.
with Florida? Alabama at home. New coach. We'll see how that
Yeah,
goes.
that could be maybe.
But still plenty of talent. Kentucky and Mississippi State at home. Should win those. At Georgia, which will be very difficult. UTEP and Vanderbilt.
Wow, Lord mercy. Who made that schedule out?
Well, they have a.
You're always going to have a tough schedule.
If
I
you
mean,
get,
But
if you
this
get,
is tougher than what it used to be.
if you get through that at 10-2, you deserve playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
9-3, they're on the
9-3.
outside on the line. It depends on what everybody else does.
I think 9-3 gets there. I do.
So-
if they win 9 games out of that schedule, it's
More
be
power
fine.
to them. Yeah, I'm all about it. I love me some.
I think seriously it'll be 8-4, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that. But 9-3 is
I think
makeable.
8-4 is okay. 7-5 is a disappointment.
Well, you think about it. If Oklahoma and Texas was still in the Southwestern Conference, or whatever they call it now, they would probably be in the playoffs. So what we've done is added 2 playoff teams all in one league.
Right.
And, and you were getting back, and Tennessee's in the same boat, but MTSU, I think it's not necessarily 7-5 if it's a good 7-5. I mean, if they've been in games, if they get blown out, like 3 of those 5 losses, then, I don't know that we've accomplished much. But if they can stay in games and be a very competitive and enjoyable team, 7-5 would work.
Yeah, especially if people want to see them play because
Yeah, I mean,
it's
we've
exciting.
lost so many games at home that we should have won, or we thought that we go in with a lot of momentum. I've been there, you've been to games, and then all of a sudden you go back, they've lost the game on the last second or something. It's just something happens.
I mean, that year that they played a real close game against Alabama.
Yeah.
And then we have SEMO coming in.
Yeah.
And because we just left the OVC because we went up to the big boys, and they come in and select us.
Yeah.
Well, the first half's very difficult. Of course, we got Tech to start with. They go to Ole Miss, Western Kentucky at home. MTSU excited. Let's beat the Hilltoppers at home.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Duke coming in. Well, at home. You win those first 3 at home and go 3-1.
Got people talking about you.
You got a lot of people talking. You go to Memphis. Memphis is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a tough game on the road. Go to Louisiana Tech. That's a toss-up. Kennesaw State. They go to Jacksonville State and UTEP. Liberty at home. There's another quality win because they're predicted to win the conference again, but you got them at home.
Jacksonville State is predicted to be number 2. I think.
Yep. And then you host New Mexico State before going to FIU. So, I mean, you look at their schedule again. 7-5's not bad. 8-4 is pretty good. But it's like you said, John, it's the games you win and the games you lose do you compete in.
It's how you play. Even like UT, they may not have had as many wins as we thought in the Heupel era, but they're enjoyable to watch. I mean, they're exciting. I mean, that makes a big difference. I mean, when you're going for it and they look like they're trying. They look like they're competitive. I don't know. It makes a big difference.
It does. It does. Well, let's go to Titans and see if that makes a difference. They have totally revamped their roster to the extent if you're not a true Titan fan, which I like the Titans, but I wouldn't say I'm a true fan. I don't keep up with them that much. But they have has really changed the roster. If you don't keep up with the Titans, you need to get a roster and look at it. The 53 roster has been made. We've got kids on the practice squad now, a couple guys, Tennessee fans. Jabari Small was picked up on the practice squad. Practice squad is not a bad deal, boys. 12.5 a week.
Yeah.
Practice squad. So.
Well, and Jabari's the kind of player, he's probably not going to be picked up by somebody else, but he would be very helpful to you because he can do a lot of things. Special teams, running the ball. I mean, I think there were just too many running backs in that camp for him, but I think they like him, and I think they want to keep him.
Yep. Gabe Judy Lolly also went to Tennessee last year as the DB, is on the practice squad. Titans did trade defensive back Elijah Molden to the Los Angeles Chargers this week. They picked up a couple guys. They traded for Rams linebacker Ernest Jones IV.
That's a good choice.
It
there.
is a good pickup. Needed him. A little concerned about the defensive line for the Titans. I know you got Big Jeff, but other than that, the
Sweat. If he can stay in there.
What I saw, he
looks
plugs
pretty good.
up the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
If you plug up the middle,
they only kept 4 defensive linemen, which is kind of concerning to me.
I think they're going to rush those linebackers a lot. Arden Key and who's the other one that tore his ACL a year or two ago, 2 years ago? Oh, never mind. Anyway, but
so offensively, I think the Titans are going to surprise people. I think they're going to run that quick short game that Levis can work in. He looked really good that last preseason game, 11 or 12. We got receivers this year that can make plays if they can all stay healthy. So the Titans could be a little better than maybe what I thought probably a couple months ago.
Well, receiving-wise, we're far advanced from where we were. I mean,
yeah, and an offensive-minded head coach,
right?
And who knows the system and can run it, and
you don't know what's coming.
No,
everybody knew what was coming, and they began to really defend it.
Got Pollard at running back and Spears. Will Levis is big and important. That right side of that offensive line and what J.C. Latham does at left tackle are huge things. It looks like Latham is going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
The right side, but now they ran on that right side in that last preseason game, and they did okay. They need consistency and somebody pick it up a little bit on that right side. But I think Levis is going to be okay. I don't think he's going to blow anybody's socks off the first year, but I think they'll play it close to the vest with an occasional bomb.
Yeah,
to Ridley.
I think seem like they're really keeping the reins on it.
And
let him come out and just fling it, because you've noticed in the preseason it's been mostly short stuff, nothing really long, maybe one attempt, and
depth is a concern.
Yes. I mean, they don't trust their line still. That's why they got to get rid of the ball quick. But the receivers we have are those type of receivers.
Mm.
Right. Ridley can hit it deep every once in a while. But they got that Martin Robinson, that tight end, that kid, undrafted, and he looks
rookie out of Temple. They love him.
Oh, he looks great.
He looks like a tremendous athlete.
Yeah, he looks great catching the ball too. And so we'll see.
Well, you know the name of the game of the Titans. You got to win the division. Jacksonville's better. Houston obviously better. The Colts are kind of like us. We don't know yet. So we shall see. So you got to wait an extra week, Titans fans, before they do kick off coming up September 8th. All right, so let's talk Braves. We've got 2 minutes for the next break. The Braves, they're in the wild card. Big series.
Well, they're not in the wild. Oh, I mean, they're just still in it, right? Is what you're saying?
They're in it.
They
they're
have
in the
a spot in the wild card.
Yeah.
Who?
Right.
3 teams.
Yeah, the Braves are in the wild
they're
card.
in it at the present time.
Yeah, all we can talk
but
about is the present time.
The Mets are 3 games behind them, so let's not forget that.
Big series starting
you
tonight.
mean you can't beat the Mets with 3-game lead right now?
Not with that lineup we're throwing out there every night.
Well, you're at the Phillies for the next 4.
Yeah.
5 games back. You can make a big move, or you can make a big move down.
If the Phillies sweep us, I see the Mets and then the Cardinals even coming up. Well, but I mean, even them making a move. The Cardinals, to be honest with you, it was out for the taking, and I don't think they've taken advantage of it. They're 6 games out or something. They had a shot there to really, and they did what the Braves did. They didn't do any catching up. Mets did a little bit. So, and the Reds, never mind. But
we have when you got the little arrow. 0.1. There's not much chance left.
But yeah, they're in the wild card as of this present time. Yeah.
But we were close to being eliminated. San Diego beat us the first 2 games. If they beat us the next 2, we were out. I don't think we had a chance. But we won those 2. Then finished it up tonight. And Sonny Gray from right over here in Smyrna pitched a 3-hitter, 1 run allowed, and beat a tough team, San Diego. And so they're still alive and breathing, but that's about it.
So, well, speaking about it, baseball season's about over. You got about 30 games left. So we talked a couple weeks ago, you just got to get hot.
Mm-hmm.
If you get hot, all of a sudden you can make a quick little move. Like I said, the Braves are 8-2. They are the walking wounded, though. Or they're not even walking.
I mean, any other circumstances, I would love, if they had their irregular lineup, I would love where they're at, because that's where you want to be, and you want to play let the division winner sit for a week and then play, which is to me ludicrous that the division winner sits a week. They don't need that much time. A couple of days maybe go, but every team that's won the last few years is because they got hot at the end.
They got hot. Speaking of go, we got to go to a break and come right back.
Choosing the right insurance can be overwhelming. That's where Recall at Rayburn Insurance comes in. At Rayburn, we're not just about policies, we're about people. Rick Hall will take the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage at the best price. We've been serving our community since 1973. So why not let Rick Hall take the stress out of insurance? Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency, where you're more than just a policy number. You're our neighbors.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the Law Offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
Sir Pizza.
You in a hurry for dinner? Well, we've made it even easier to order online at sirpizzatn.com. Tap the location nearest you and begin your carry-out or delivery order at sirpizzatn.com. You can choose from our full menu, and we'll take care of the rest. A Queen's Feast is calling my name. Order Murfreesboro's favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
You've heard people say, you know your work by your name, but there's no better name for residential and business concrete work than Dan France Concrete. From basic slabs to decorative stamping, for your next concrete project, call Dan France Concrete, 615-642-5152.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Trust me, Dan is committed to the community and will offer you a great product. He'll stand behind his work and make sure you're satisfied with every aspect of the work. Dan France Concrete.
Head over to J. Mullins Jewelry to check out their selection of rings, watches, custom designed jewelry, and much more. They're a local business located at 352 West Northville Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. They have gifts for all occasions, weddings, graduations, anniversaries, whatever you need, you can find it at J. Mullins Jewelry. That's at 352 West Northville Boulevard or online at mullinsjewelry.com.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
Primetime Sports presented by Ideas Tees on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
All right, we're back for our final segment. I peered over John Dinkins' phone. Braves are up 3-0. 3-0 in the second. So
Matt Olson, 2-run homer, I think.
They can cut that lead to 4.
Olson's starting to hit.
Finally.
Get some people excited. Let's talk high school football. Last week, quite a few games. Started on Thursday night. Shelbyville beat Siegel. That was the game WGNS was at. We talked about people in MTSU. Their running back, MTSU commitment, Robert Bailey, ran 34 times for over 300 yards, John, and you saw it.
He's a backup running back for
the one that's supposed to sign with them got hurt.
Yeah, he didn't
play.
He
didn't even play. This was the backup.
This is the backup running back.
And this shocked it shocked the Shelbyville coaches. They didn't expect this either.
I mean, he ran. I mean, it was unbelievable. So
time of possession just killed Siegel. They had the ball for 19 minutes just about, and Siegel had it for less than 5.
Well, you consider that, but they still got in the game because of turnovers. Shelbyville had some turnovers, so they stayed in the game. Siegel was able to stay in the game, but it was dominant time-wise and on the ground.
Coach Renshaw said he's a little bit frustrated with his coming off blocks and tackling.
Tackling was not good.
And, when a kid, much less a team, run for 362 yards, that makes it really tough. PCA 14-6 winner on Eagle, also on Thursday night. Friday games, we were at Riverdale versus Smyrna. First half, ugly football. 0-0. Not a lot happening. Ugly penalties.
You think about it. I remember in high school, of course, back then, the dress code, the girls could not have their skirt above their knees. And I remember a counselor had a girl get down on her knees, and we asked us boys, is that skirt too short? I didn't realize that was going to be happening in football nowadays. A lot of those penalties they had was because their pants leg was above their knees.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's what took the long time was those particular penalties.
Well, Riverdale had over 100 yards in penalties, which frustrated Coach Kreisky a lot. They've got to get that cleaned up this week before they take on Henry County. Other games on Friday, Brentwood beat Blackman. Blackman jumped out early ahead. They looked really good, but Brentwood scored 3 touchdowns in the second half. Oakland 35-0 over Independence. Nothing really big there except for we had a big injury.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard about the Morris kid. I'm going to say he's probably not going to play Friday night.
He will not play Friday night. I think he already said that, but I don't know how severe the injury is, but if it's 3 or 4 weeks, he's got enough people to cover it. But now this team he's playing, it's going to be pretty tough.
And we'll talk about that upcoming game in Anna, Texas in just a little bit. Nolensville and Rockville, probably best game of the night. 24-21 Rockville. Rockville down, came back, tied it, and then lost on a late game-ending field goal to Nolensville.
It was with 3 seconds when they scored the field goal.
I mean, when you lose like that, you really can't. I mean, it's just that's just the way it goes.
Well,
I mean,
they were down by 2 touchdowns, and they came back and they scored.
Got the 2-point conversion.
It was like 1 minute and 37 seconds left when they tied it up. So, I mean, your kids really battled.
Yeah.
And there was penalties in there that moved the ball, got it in range.
Stewart's Creek, a 33-21 winner over Tullahoma. Stewart's Creek doing what they do, which is run the ball. Jeremy Smith had over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns just by halftime. And they got the Wildcats from Tullahoma to turn the boat over a couple times. So good starting win for Tullahoma. Laverne fell at West Creek, and Middle Tennessee Christian lost 42-20 to Columbia Academy. Middle Tennessee Christian, very young this year. I think he said majority are underclassmen and starts a lot of freshmen.
Yeah, and you win a state championship, that's pretty much bound to happen because you've got a really senior-laden bunch, and they were really talented. In a smaller school, now your Oaklands and your Riverdales can rebound, but it's kind of hard. But another 2 years, they'll be right there back.
Well, Columbia had their running backs back.
They're in the same boat that Middle Tennessee
They're
Christian's
all right
going.
where Middle Tennessee was last year and loaded. And to get 21 points off of them, I think was probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like I said, it's a little bit of a rebuild. 30 to 40 players, they said, again, are underclassmen. They let the freshmen play quarterback some. So, Coach Peterson, he's gonna get those kids going in the right direction. But you mentioned, going back to Oakland for a minute, the Morris boy goes down. T.T. Hill has a couple of touchdowns and a reception. Tut has 5 carries, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. So yes, they just replace kids.
Tut's he's a good ball player defensively and offensively. Special teams too.
And just a junior.
Yeah.
Not a senior, just a junior. So that gets us to the segue of Pigskin Picks. John Dinkins is here, and as
remember
I told
we used to have music back in the old days, and it was really, but we don't have it anymore.
I should have known he was going to be here since he.
No, I'd already told him. I already told Brian I was coming.
Yeah.
In fact, Thursday night I thought I told Brian I wasn't even going to do Pigskin Picks this year because I don't know the secret formula. I'm just not very good at it. I'm usually tied with you, and I just so I'm not taking any credit for it at all. I know that surprises y'all, but I'm very, very fortunate to be first, and it'll probably be just 1 week. So
you are first for the first week, so you're 7-2,
baby.
7-2.
Lucky John.
Lucky.
Brian Barrett and myself at 6-3, and Rod and Danny at 5-4 from last week's. All right, so let's look at this week's games. Lots of games coming up this weekend. We already mentioned a little bit. Oakland is traveling right at 700 miles to pick up a game to Anna, Texas. Anna, Texas, the Texas 4A state champion, going 15-1 last year. They have a returning quarterback who passed for almost 3,000 yards, 39 TDs, and rushed for almost 1,000.
Are they spending the night? Have they already left? That's a long trip.
That's a long trip.
You can't prep for that either.
What are they, defending state champions?
They are the defending 4A state champions. And their MVP running back is from the state title game is back this year also. So it's a big challenge for the Patriots.
That long of a trip. I don't know. I would go with Anna with a close one, wouldn't you? I
would, yes.
Well, the group all went with Anna.
And it wouldn't surprise me if Oakland beat them, though.
No, I mean, you like I said, Hill and Tut could go nuts, and they hadn't seen kids that athletic. But I'd be surprised.
Then again, they may be more athletic than we're used to. We don't know yet.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Well, it sounds like their quarterback and running back are, and who knows what kind of size, We always think Oakland's got a big line. You never know those boys down in Texas how big they are. But we did all go with Anna. But again, upset by the Patriots wouldn't surprise anybody. Stewart's Creek is at Blackman. Blackman, again, played really well last week. They host this week a Stewart's Creek team. I think that's a toss-up game, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, either team can win that. It's a running game with Stewart's Creek. Can they slow it down at Blackman?
Here's what I think. Stewart's Creek beat Blackman last year. It's at Blackman. Blackman played Brentwood really well, and although Stewart's Creek did okay, it was Tullahoma.
Right.
I think the Blaze will, I think they'll take them. I don't know.
Well,
but it is a toss-up.
4 of the 5 of us think the Blaze will take it.
Who was the one that didn't?
Well, Danny's going to be he's going to be a Smyrna
and we
homer.
could be wrong there, but
He went off on that one. Henry County at Riverdale. Henry County 1-0. Riverdale 1-0. Henry County blew out Brighton last week, 49-13. I think this is going to be a huge challenge for the Patriots. The Patriots lost last year, 21-20 down there. Now I won't have to listen to the train whistle and everybody being crazy. But
and they didn't play well that game, did they?
They did not.
Okay, I think Riverdale will win this game. I know you've got people down in Henry County.
Yeah, in fact, the offensive coordinator is my granddaughter's husband.
Well, I'm not against him.
I'm just going to go with him. He has a way. He has a good knack.
He hasn't let you down yet, has he?
No, there's a 3-2 split in that game, and I'll leave it at that.
I think that could be if Riverdale's going to have to play a little better than they did offensively.
Offensively, they've got to do a
little
little better.
You can figure out though, 21-20 last year, anybody's game.
Smyrna is at Rockville. Both teams 0-1. Both teams disappointing in the outcome. Coach Williams, as he said on the Saturday show, despises losing. We know that of Coach Williams. I think this is another toss-up, boys.
Yeah, that was the hardest one for me of the week.
And they've been toss-ups the last several years when they played. Everything's been close.
Our group tossed it up. Danny and myself went with Smyrna. The other 3 of you guys, y'all went with Rockville. But again, I think there's multiple games this week that are toss-ups. Siegel travels down to Laverne. Siegel, I think Laverne's obviously a different type of team what they saw last week, but they've got to clean up, like I said, that tackling and blocking on the road. All of us went with Siegel on that one. PCA 1-0 travels down to Cannon County. A lot of people don't think, Cannon County, but Cannon County's a lot bigger school than PCA.
I'm going with PCA.
We all went with PCA. We think they can go down there to go to Woodbury.
They got a quarterback, don't they? They got a pretty good quarterback, don't they?
Well,
PCA.
It's the Marks kid, and I didn't realize that was Clint's son.
Yeah,
Clint. Yeah. Of course, he played football and quarterback at MTSU. Did not know that to this week.
So you know he's pretty good.
He's pretty good. Yeah. He's got a good head on his shoulder. They were good enough to beat Eagle, which I think surprised a lot of people.
Let me ask you one thing before you end. You went with Danny Brewer on the Smyrna.
Yes.
Do you know right now that kind of indicates to me that you might be in trouble?
Might be in trouble.
But he's pro Smyrna though.
He's always going to go with his dogs.
And Smyrna's that's the kind of game Smyrna wins too.
Yeah. But you went with me with Rockville. I have the same record as Danny does.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Yeah, but
Middle Tennessee Christian hosts.
It's Danny.
It's Danny.
Yeah.
Host Master Academy out of Florida. Road trip for them. They went to Masters Academy last week. Again, not really sure about Masters Academy. We do know, like I said, we just talked about Middle Tennessee Christian being young. We split on that game. 3 of us went with Middle Tennessee Christian. 2 of us went with Masters Academy. Toss up there. And then Eagle travels down to Community. Eagle wants to bounce back from that loss. I think Community is a good tonic for that.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine.
That'll
you
be
can really
fine.
work on all your plays and your systems and get everything organized.
And I'd like to say thank you to everybody. Made me 7-2 last week, but it won't last, and I'll be in third or fourth by the time of this next week's over. I can't be too far because I didn't pick against too many of them.
No, you and the commissioner are off. I picked 3 different from you, but you and Brian are neck and neck, so he can't go past you.
No, but
you can stay. That's 2 weeks of
see, you're
gloating.
the other guy you have to worry about. Don't worry about Rod. You know,
I went out on a limb early. I don't
but
know.
Rod hasn't gone out on the limb really too much. No. You went with Rockville though.
I did,
and he went. With,
I think it's a good pick.
He took a chance and went with Andy.
Yeah.
He went with Vandy.
Yeah.
Rod.
The rest of us went Virginia Tech. We all went
figure
MTSU Blue.
That's where I'm going to make my move.
And Tennessee Orange.
Well, Vanderbilt's going to have to prove to me they can win one. So if they do that, I might pick them again one time.
I mean, if Vanderbilt, there's certain games if I lose, I'm all for that team. If Vanderbilt beats Virginia Tech, I'm excited for the Commodores. Just don't think it's going to happen.
It's not all about it. The whole thing's rigged. It's Clark and Rod, Clark and Brian's thing to win. So we never win. It's not going to matter. They just gave that to me 7-2. The tease. It's going to be, I'll be back in third, fourth, right there with you.
Yep.
So
I don't know why I'm in the conversation.
Like the Vandy team, aren't we?
Brian's won how many years in a row now? 3, 4?
3.
3.
But out of the whole thing, he likes to say, it's like pretty much his. I won it once. I tied once. You've won it 3 times, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
But you've slumped.
I've slumped. I don't know. I
think Tamara's keeping you out too late. You're not thinking straight.
Well, I can't think about other people. I got to focus. That's for sure. All right. When we come back, we're going to focus on what WGNS will offer you this weekend.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive offers complete tax preparation, financial, and bookkeeping services.
This is Brett Craig with Craig's Tax Service. From personal tax preparation to business bookkeeping, payroll, and taxes, at Craig's Tax Service, our staff is here to help.
Get help with your taxes. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
As a former Siegel Star football player, I know the importance of the high school sports experience. Good luck to all county student athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
The Blue Raider fan source for officially licensed Middle Tennessee gear is Raider Tees. T-shirts, caps, sweats in all sizes, designs, colors, children's to plus sizes. Raider Tees has decals and license plates to show everyone your favorite team. Plus, check out their wide selection of Blue Raider art, jewelry, even golf tee markers. Show your Blue Raider pride with the largest selection of Blue Raider merchandise anywhere by shopping Raider Tees, 910 Ridgely Road, just before the bridge over Broad behind Chewy's.
Here's a question. What do you want from your electric co-op?
I want expert advice on going 100% solar.
I want to go green without breaking the bank.
I want to meet my sustainability goals.
I want solar to be simple.
Done, 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 done.
I want to save the planet.
Little hero, let's start with one of MTE's solar programs first. Energy Service Life. That's Middle Tennessee Electric. We're here to get done what matters most to you. Learn more at mte.com.
Market declines, unemployment, oil prices. Don't let headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. I'll work with you to help you understand the impact of short-term events and how to be positioned for the long term. We provide the tools for a disciplined approach to investing. Call 615-907-7056 for an opportunity to discuss your situation. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing class pictures in a yearbook, class jewelry, a letter jacket, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience quick, convenient, and efficient. Find out more at jhacompany.com. JHA, your one source for an unparalleled scholastic experience.
Primetime Sports presented by Ideas Tees on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
All right, we are wrapping up another Primetime Sports sponsored to you by Ideas Tees. I have your weekend planned. Stay on the radio. You can listen to Braves and Phillies. Braves are still up. Listen to them the rest of the evening before you go to bed. Tomorrow night, you can listen to John and Brian. Rob, will you be there as well? Be over there at Blackman for the game of Stewart's Creek at Blackman.
And you can catch it on Big G TV as well.
Ooh, Big G. Hey, we weren't able to get to Riverdale other night, and we watched Big G TV, and the camera work was fantastic, sir. Fantastic, sir.
Pressure.
A new kid next week's going to do it. So here we go. Brian will be complaining if he doesn't do well. Pressure's on.
No, he's not like that, really.
All right. Tomorrow, Saturday night, of course, you can hopefully go, but if you can't go, MTSU football will be here on WGNS. The Braves are not on Sunday or Monday, but Monday you can catch the Middle Tennessee Football Coaches Show Monday night and find out about how Derek Mason and the Blue Raiders did. And then, of course, as always, on Saturday morning, starting at 9, it is the Prentice Allsup Hegan Air Coaches Corner, starting with Riverdale at 9 o'clock all the way through Cougars Corner, which is at 11:15. So, Mr. Dinkins, thank you so much for subbing tonight.
You're welcome, and have a good show next week. I'll not be here. Danny Brewer will be back.
Devin, I hope you got to see me on TV. Randy, get back to work. We'll see you again next Thursday night.
Primetime Sports presented by Ideas Tees on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
There are places where people talk, and then there are places that people talk about. News Radio WGNS is both on air, online, and on the phone. Next, a special WGNS talk radio broadcast on FM 100.5, FM 101.9, and AM 1450.
The Braves on the radio.
Atlanta Braves baseball is on WGNS, already in progress.
Run like a well-oiled machine. That's why you need a Yanmar tractor on your roster. The tractor rated #1 in product quality by the EDA 5 years running. From digging and grading to tilling and mowing. Get more done. Take less time. Yanmar gets you to the game faster. See all their tractors online at yanmartractor.com. That's yanmartractor.com.
Braves country knows the freeze is fast. From his game day races to his freeze blast drink breaks on the go, he's all about speed, convenience, and outrunning the competition. That's why he fuels up at Racetrack. Catch him cooling off with a freeze blast drink and grabbing whatever gets him going. From pizza to candy to Swirl World ice cream. He can be in and out in seconds. And for the rest of us, we might not beat the freeze, but Racetrack sure gets us going. Fuel up fast at Racetrack. Proud hometown partner of the Atlanta Braves.
It's a 3-0 lead for the Braves as we roll into the top of the 5th. Braves got a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning from Matt Olson. Prior to that, they had an RBI double by Orlando Arce to drive in a run. And for the Braves here in the 5th inning,